Hey out there and welcome. I'm Kate and this is just going to be a fun, funky flow. We're going to roll around the floor a little bit. So if you're here to have a good time, then you're in the right place. Grab a mat, a quiet spot, a couple blocks if you've got them, a strap or some kind of belty type thing, a blanket if you want it. I'm sitting on one, why not? And let's do this thing. Okay, so we're gonna start on our backs. If you want a blanket underneath your head, the only thing you're really gonna need here is to have a strap nearby. So go ahead and lay down. It's a good idea to make sure there's not a bunch of junk around you because we are gonna be doing some rolling. I wasn't lying. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just lay down. Feet flat on the mat, keep them wide, knees in, let your hands rest on your stomach, out to the side. We're gonna take just a few moments to settle in and to breathe. And to take all of the stuff that followed you here onto your mat and just place it to the side. I know sometimes that's way easier said than done. So let's just do our best. That's all we can ever do anyway. So as your eyes slide closed, let your awareness start to shift inward to feel your breath. And let your breath slow down. Not so much that it stresses you out, but enough so you can start to feel your body relax. And maybe some of the swirling stuff in your head can also start to slow. And then maybe you can slow it down so much that you can catch it. Usher some of those things off to the outer edges of your mat so you can be here with your breath and your practice on this little rectangular oasis. Take another breath in. And when you exhale, draw your knees into your chest. And just roll little circles on your low back. That's it. And place your left foot on the floor, stretch your right leg straight up, interlace your fingers behind your right thigh, and give yourself a minute to kind of roll out your ankle and point and flex and all that good stuff. Yep. And then pull your toes back toward your nose and push up through your heel. And feel where your hand or your thigh presses into your hands. And when you exhale, you're gonna draw your knee in and bring it into a half happy baby. Yeah. You can keep this left leg bent. You can straighten it out if you want a little more spice. Okay, and then draw your right knee in. You're gonna grab your strap and place it over the ball of that right foot for a little Supta Padangusthasana. And take one strap in each hand. We haven't done this one in a while. Maybe we have. And then you wanna give yourself enough strap so you can relax your shoulders and the heads of your arm bones down into the floor. And then draw the pinky edge of your toe or your foot there back towards you as you push up into the ball of your foot. Take a couple of breaths. And then after a couple of breaths, if you haven't extended your left leg, you can play with doing that. If that doesn't feel great, then keep your left knee bent. We're just gonna breathe here. Feel the back of your leg lengthen, and the back of your thigh is gonna just push gently toward the front of your mat. And then you're gonna take both straps in each hand, anchor down through the left side, and open out to the right. Feel that inner edge of your leg extend through the foot here, and the outer right hip is gonna curl down away from your armpit. So we're not hitching your hip up towards your shoulder there. Inhale, come up through the middle. When you exhale, straps go into the left hand. Your right hand can go to your outer right hip and just kind of push it away. As you cross over to the left, maybe a few inches. Keep working the pinky toe edge of your foot back towards you and breathe here. Ideally now we get a stretch through the outer edge of the leg. It might still be in your hamstrings, and don't panic if that's where it is. Okay, now you're gonna bend your left knee, place your foot on the mat, and cross your right ankle over the top of your thigh. And you can get rid of the strap now. We're not gonna use it until we get to the other leg. Pull this left leg in and come into a figure four. Keep your right foot flexed. Relax your shoulders and take a breath or two here. On your next exhale, you're gonna take your arms out to the sides, let this right foot drop over to the left until you're standing on your foot. And now your left hand, if it's available to you, is gonna grab the top of your right foot. And this inner right thigh is gonna move away from you. And as all that stuff happens, spin your torso to the right. You can even slide your gaze across your right arm. And breathe. This is going to sound totally wackadoodle, but this is where we start rolling around. So you're going to take your left leg, stretch it out straight, and now you're going to roll to the left all the way onto your stomach. So roll. Right leg is going to stay bent in this 90-degree angle. And you can slide yourself back onto the mat if you want. So now your leg, we're going to prop up onto the elbows here. So we're half in Sphinx, left leg extended, right leg still bent, inner right thigh on the mat, inner edge of the foot's on the floor. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, and just breathe here. Working into a Sphinx, left leg really rooting down. We're having fun, right? Exactly. And I'm going to keep the right leg out to the side, but straighten it out. And breathe here. Keep the lift through your chest. And when you exhale, you're going to slowly start to lower your chest onto the floor. Right leg is still kicking out. Take your left arm, reach it out straight to the side, palm faces the floor. Right hand is going to come underneath your right shoulder. Now we're going to roll onto your left side. As you do, drag your right leg in, and then you're going to step your right foot up and back behind you. And you can hang here. I'm going to offer, pardon my back, but I'm going to offer a couple of different variations here. You can absolutely 1000% stay right here and ignore everything I say for the next 2 minutes. If you want to go a little bit deeper in and play with some balance, you're going to take this right foot, lift it up, and see if you can reach your right hand to your right foot or your ankle. So we end up in like this sideways king dancer, Natarajasana type thing here. Keep lengthening your tailbone, and this left foot's going to stay super flexed. All right, now we can go a little bit deeper. This is where it gets crazy. You're going to take this right knee, this top knee, pull it in toward your right shoulder. Take your right hand to the inside of your leg and grab a yoga toe hold on your right foot. And now you're going to kick this right leg straight up. And now I am super warmed up. So for me, I can fully get a full extension. If that's not working for you, slide your hand down your thigh and just grab a hold where you can. It's not about what it looks like. It's more about what it feels like. And this might feel like your personal hell. So take a breath. And then from here, you're going to let your right leg drop down and stack on top of the left. And now take your gaze toward the back of your mat. You're going to take your right hand and reach it straight back behind you. So now it's out of the way and reaching, actually now it's in front of you, right? And now you're going to roll onto your right side. Prop up your head on your hands. Draw your left knee in towards your shoulder. Going to come to the inside of the leg just as we did the other side. And coming into Anatasana, little couch pose. Here we are. Lengthen your tailbone. Keep this right foot flexed and breathe. Yeah. Okay. And now you're going to bend this knee in and roll onto your back again. And you may have to readjust because we've gone off the mat on several different in several different ways. But take a second here, feet flat on the mat, and breathe. Okay, not so bad. All right, and now you're gonna pull your left knee in. Take your hands behind your left thigh, stretch it up, and roll out your ankle. And point and flex, all that good stuff. That's it. And then for a moment, you're gonna push up actively through your heel, draw your toes back toward your shin, and press the back of your thigh into your hands. Deep breath. And when you exhale, draw your knee in and bring this leg into a half happy baby. This whole time you could keep your right leg bent, or you could stretch it out. It's up to you. Another breath in your happy baby. And then draw the left knee into your chest, grab your strap, Padangusthasana on this side. Lasso the ball of your foot and kick it up. Okay? Okay. Same deal. You want to give yourself enough strap so you can straighten this leg. If it looks more like this, that's cool. If your leg doesn't want to straighten and this is what it looks like, that's cool too. Just give yourself enough room so you can let the backs of your shoulders melt down to the floor and breathe. If after a couple of breaths you want to extend your right leg, and then extend your right leg. Inhale. And then from here, you're going to take both straps into your left hand. Right arm can come out to the side or anchor down through this right side. You're going to stretch your left leg over to the side. Oh, and if you're super lucky, there's furniture or a wall in the way, and you can really push your foot into it. That feels really good. So the inner edge of your leg is going to keep extending out, and feel that outer left hip kind of hook underneath you. And breathe here. Okay, inhale back up through the center. Both straps to the right hand, your left hand can slide down to your hip crease. Work that external rotation and cross over just a few inches. It doesn't have to be a major thing here. Take another breath. And then bend your right knee. Take your left ankle over the top of the right thigh. We can get rid of the strap here. And draw your right knee in, coming into a figure four. Oh. Yeah. And you can relax your right foot, but you want to make sure that your left foot's still flexing gently. Here we go. Arms come out to the side. We're going to drop this whole unit over to the right until you're stepping on this left foot. Grab the top of your foot with your right hand if it's there and it's accessible. And you're going to gently twist your torso to the left as you work this inner left thigh away from you. Breathe. Okay, here comes the fun part. Stretch your right leg straight and you're gonna roll to the left, coming onto your stomach. Round two in this Sphinx with the leg out to the side. Roll your shoulders back, prop yourself up on your elbows and breathe here. Feel the low belly lift, shoulder blades slide down your back. Another breath. And then you're going to take this left leg and stretch it out straight. If you want to start to push down, so you're kind of flat on your foot, you can work that. If it feels okay to keep your foot on the side, that's cool too. This bothers my ankle bone. Otherwise, one more breath here. And then slowly start to lower yourself down. And now from here, you're going to take your... where are we going? Right arm out to the side. Where are we going? That's such a great question. Right arm's gonna come out to the side, left hand underneath your shoulder. That's why I have a book, so I don't forget anything. And now you're gonna press into your left hand and roll yourself over to the right. As you do, drag your left leg in. And step it back behind you. So like we did on the first side, if this is where you wanna end up and you just wanna hang out playing with this and enjoy the chest stretch, then stay right here. If you want to get a little more funky with it, we're going to lift this left foot off the floor and grab a hold of the top of your foot with your left hand, coming into this sideways Nadarajasana. And then even more so, even funkier, you can draw this left knee in, bring your arm to the inside of your leg. And I like to walk my right foot forward just slightly. And now you can take your left leg and stretch it up, grabbing the big toe, the back of your thigh. Take a breath here. And then you're gonna let the left leg sail down on top of the right, gaze toward the back of your mat, reach your left arm long, and then you're gonna roll onto your left side, prop yourself up so your head can stay in your hand there. Whew, gonna draw your right knee in. Again, your arm comes inside, and we're gonna kick that leg up. This is gonna be my thumbnail. Like we're on Jane Fonda video. It's gonna be great. Take a breath. And then again, you're gonna let your right leg slowly drop down. And one more time, come to rest flat on your back. Take a second. Feet wide, knees drop in. And on your next exhale, draw your knees in. Take your knees wide. Grab both feet into a happy baby. Inhale here. And when you exhale, hug your knees in and you're gonna rock all the way up. Plant your hands, downward facing dog. And take a moment here in your dog to pedal out your feet. Hopefully now the backs of your legs are nice and open. Inhale, rock forward into plank. Exhale, pull it back, downward facing dog. 2 more of those. Inhale, rock forward into plank. Exhale, pull it back. Last one, rock it forward. Plank pose. And downward facing dog. Nice, easy breath here. Okay, as you exhale, you're gonna lower your knees to the mat. Here we go. Hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale. Nice. Oh, lift your lift your chest. Arch your back. Exhale and round. Curl it in. Inhale. Let your belly drop. Chest stretches forward. Exhale and round. One more. Inhale. And exhale. All right, come back to your neutral spine. Take your right leg, kick it straight back behind you. Deep breath. And when you exhale, you're gonna step this right foot up between your thumbs. Sink your hips, come high on your fingertips. Press the floor away. Inhale, reach out and stretch it up. Keep plugging your legs in here as best you can. Now you're gonna bend your left elbow, walk your fingertips down the upper back, swing your right arm around, and we're gonna go for Gomokasana Arms. If you wanna grab a strap and use it here, if you can't get the fingertips to grab, or you can grab a hold of your t-shirt. Work the elbows in, keep the low belly lifted, and stretch up and back. Inhale. When you exhale, release your hands, tuck those toes, swing your right leg up and back, down dog split, and then stack your hips, open it up, and breathe. Yeah. That's it. And then step your right foot next to your left. Inhale, rock forward into plank. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Onto the knees first. You can chaturanga down. Prop yourself up on your elbows. Find your sphinx, roll your shoulders back. Low belly lifts, extend your chest toward your thumbs as you root through the tops of your feet. You're gonna take your left forearm, cross it in front of your chest, bend your right knee and reach back. Grab for the top of that foot. If it feels better to grab your ankle, then that's by all means. If you wanna draw it in a little bit closer, fingertips point toward the top of your ankle. Maybe keeping the heel of your hand on the top of your foot, you can spin your fingertips forward toward the front of your mat. Take a deep breath. Wherever you are, you're gonna exhale, release. Slowly lower yourself down, hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pull it back. Anchor through your feet. Root down through your right hand. Take your left hand, reach it across to the outer edge of your right leg. Keep your right shoulder blade drawing into your back, sitting bones pulling back behind you. Give yourself a twist. Place your left hand back on the mat. Root it down into the mat. Reach your right arm through. Grab the outer edge of your left leg. Take your gaze underneath your left armpit. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And when you exhale, let your knees come back down to the mat. Left leg's gonna kick back behind you. Inhale. Exhale, step it up between your thumbs. Same thing here. Keep the legs strong. Reach it up, Anjaneyasana. You got it. Keep the inner thighs scissoring. Feel how you can lift your low belly up and away from this top of the thigh. Lengthen your tailbone down. Arms reach up. We're gonna bend the right elbow, walk your fingertips down the upper back. Swing the left arm around. Maybe you grab fingertips. Maybe you grab t-shirt. Inhale, as tall as you can through the top of your head. And when you exhale, release. Hands to the mat. Step it back. Down dog split. Sweep your left leg up. Kick it back behind you. Stack that left hip open. Yes. And then left foot next to the right, downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward through your plank. And then lower all the way down onto your belly. From here, prop yourself up on your elbows. Sphinx, round 18. You're gonna press through the thumbs. Inner wrists wrap down. And now take your right forearm, cross it in front of your chest. Keep rooting into the floor. Spread your fingers wide. Bend your left knee. Reach back with that left hand. And you can keep it right here. If you want to take it a little deeper, you're going to draw it in. Flip that grip. If you want to break down of that grip, let me know in the comments. We'll do a little thing on it. But for now, go where it feels comfortable. And then slowly exhale, release. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Baby cobra, curl it up, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breaths here. All right, inhale, take your right leg, lift it up and kick it back. Exhale, you're gonna take your knee towards your right tricep, squeeze it in. Inhale, up and back. Knee to right tricep. Up and back. Last one, knee to right tricep. And then pigeon. Sweep it in. Come up onto your fingertips. Give that inner thigh a good scissor action. Lengthen up and then slowly come out and over. You can lower onto the forearms. Come all the way down, whatever works for you. And breathe. One more breath here. And slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up. You're gonna roll to the outer right hip. Step your left foot forward so it comes right in front of your right shin. You're gonna shift your weight forward and step your right leg back. Nice long lunge. Inhale. When you exhale, lower the back knee. Take another breath in. And then on your next exhale, you're gonna take your hips, slide them back. Little Ardha Hanumanasana. Yeah. And imagine that you had a tail, right? And it was getting just gently pulled. So get a little extension back through your sitting bones. And then rock it forward from here. Lift your back knee. Crescent lunge. Inhale, rise up. Full breath. As you exhale, you're gonna take your right hand down to the floor, take your left toes, swing them open. You're gonna drop onto the outer edges of both feet. Drop this outer right hip and take your left arm and reach it back. And then press the floor away. Lift up again. You're gonna take your left foot now, lift it off the mat, step it behind you for a little baby wild thing. Get some extension to the front of your body, lift into your hips. And then take your left hand down to the floor. Gonna spin underneath. Dying warrior. Come onto this outer left hip. Squeegee your right leg back, lengthen up, and fold forward. You can come onto the back of, or the ball of your back foot, or keep your back foot flat, whatever works. I like getting a little more rotation through my hips, so I roll onto the ball of my foot. I'm gonna walk your elbows a little bit over to the left. And breathe. That's it. And then bring yourself back through center. Slide your hands underneath. We're gonna sweep this left leg up and back again. Down dog split. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Sink your weight down into your feet. Deep breath here. Extend fingertip to fingertip. For the length of your spine. Get even longer. Yes, that's what I said. Did it make sense? We're not sure. Another breath. And then windmill your, oh no, straighten your front leg first. Let's Trikonasana. Let's do it. Come out and over. And if you want to block underneath your left hand, by all means, go for it. If your right shoulder is getting tired and you want to take your hand to your hip, just find some length through your spine here and make sure you're not curling into your left side. Try to keep your left rib cage lengthening away from that hip crease. One more breath. And then you're going to windmill your hands to either side of your front foot, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come on forward. Exhale, lower all the way onto your belly. When you get there, bend your knees. You're gonna reach back, grab the tops of your feet, your ankles, Dhanurasana, roll your shoulders back. Kick your feet into your hands and lift up. Deep breath here. One more. Exhale, slowly lower it down. You can keep your knees bent, slide your forearms underneath you, and just give yourself a little moment to windshield wipe your legs. Yep. All right. Let your feet hit the ground. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Downward facing dog, slide back. And take just a moment here. Here we go. Left leg's gonna lift, inhale. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Up and back. Knee to left tricep. Last one, up and back. As you bring your knee into your left tricep, I'm gonna sweep it forward. Come on into pigeon. And just make sure that right leg's doing what it should be doing. Come onto your fingertips, roll your shoulders back. Lift into your chest, inhale. Exhale, slowly come out and over. Can let your head go. Shake it out a little bit. And slide your hands underneath you. Slowly come on up, roll onto this outer left hip. Take your right foot, you're gonna step it forward, right in front of your shin. Roll your weight forward, step this leg back. Nice long lunge. Keep your fingertips on the mat, inhale. And when you exhale, drop your back knee, take another breath in. Ardha Hanuman on your exhale, slide your hips back and work to straighten your right leg. Blocks underneath your hands, completely a great idea. If you need it, right? Yes. Keep those sitting bones curling back behind you. And then rock it forward. From here, lift your back knee, crescent lunge. Inhale, take it up. Full breath. And when you exhale, left hand's gonna come back down to the floor, roll these right toes open, gonna roll into the outer edge of both feet. Sink that outer left hip toward the mat, reach your fingertips toward that back foot. Yeah. And then start to press into the floor with this back foot, with your front hand. We're gonna lift up and sneak your right foot behind you. Coming into a little wild thing. Curl it open. Yes. Right hand's gonna hit the mat. Slide your right leg all the way through and underneath, coming onto the outer edge of your right foot, outer right hip, dying warrior. Sit nice and tall as you inhale. And then again, you're gonna extend out, forward into your mat. Keep that right foot flexed. And again, if you wanna roll onto the ball of your back foot, do it. Start to walk your forearms over to the right. Okay, back through center. Here we go. Slide your hands underneath, down dog split, and sweep your right leg up. Kick it back. Oh. Okay, here we go. Warrior two. Step it forward. Nice. And again, get yourself comfortable here. Let your weight melt down to your feet, even as you push the floor away. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, come out and over. Trikonasana. Feel this whole right side body lengthen and roll your left shoulder open so the left rib cage can roll back behind you. Deep breath here. And then windmill your hands down. Step back into plank and lower all the way onto the floor. Bend your knees, grab the tops of your feet or your ankles, lift the heads of your arm bones up, curl them back, squeeze between the shoulder blades, come on up, kick your feet into your hands, and breathe. Dhanurasana. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower it down. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. You're gonna come up into table. Maybe one round of cat and cow. And at the end of that exhale, send your hips back to your heels. Come to rest in child's pose. And slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Come on up to sit. And you're gonna bop your hips over to the left and take your feet over to the right. Yep, so now you've got your right leg kind of nestled into the left. Inhale, sit tall, and when you exhale, you're gonna take your right hand to your left knee and your left hand behind you. Give yourself a little twist here. And then slowly come back through the middle, stretch your legs out in front. Palms press while your shoulders back as you extend through your feet, lift into your chest. Second side, sweep these feet over to the left. Sitting as tall as you can. Left hand's gonna come to your right knee. I like to walk your right hand behind and breathe. Come back through center, stretch your legs out in front one more time. Inhale, lengthen up, and as you exhale, start to walk your hands forward. Think about coming up and out and over, so your chest lifts up over your knees. Paschimottanasana. Inhale here, and when you exhale, if you'd like to kind of round in, you can round in.
Let your breath slow down. Keep pushing gentle energy out through the soles of your feet so your legs are active. And then inhale slowly, round your way up. So if you'd like to finish in a Shavasana, you absolutely can. I'm going to close just by sitting. So if you want to pause the video and lay out for a minute, give yourself a second to just kind of completely bliss out, then give yourself the time if you've got it. Otherwise, you're just going to take a comfortable seat. You can grab your blanket or your block. Let your eyes slide closed for a moment and just breathe. And just notice if you can kind of see any shifts from when you stepped on your mat until now. I know it's a short amount of time for any kind of major shifts, but hopefully there have been some subtle ones. And bring your palms together into Anjali Mudra and bow your head and honor this time on your mat. And I want to say thank you for spending it with me. I appreciate it. I look forward to practicing with you again. As always, check out some of my other videos. There's some good ones out there, I hope. And like and subscribe and share with some friends because sharing is caring. Namaste.